You wake before the whip cracks. That is how you know something is wrong. The dark is still thick above you, pressed low like damp cloth, and yet your eyes snap open as if a hand has reached into your chest and squeezed your heart. Around you, the sleeping room stinks of sweat, straw, wet stone, and old fear. Men breathe through cracked lips. Someone coughs in the corner. Someone whispers in a dream. But beneath those familiar sounds, there is something else tonight. Something thin, something sharp. A hinge groans in the distance. You do not move at first. You listen. Your cheek is against rough straw. Your wrists still ache from yesterday's labor. Dust clings to your skin. The iron collar around another man's neck softly taps the floor as he shifts in sleep. Usually this hour belongs to silence before suffering. Usually there is the comfort of routine, if suffering can ever be called comfort. But tonight the silence feels wounded, unsteady. Then you hear it again. Not a shout. Not a command. Footsteps, quick, nervous. Not the heavy stride of a guard who fears nothing. These steps hesitate. They stop, then hurry on. Your mouth goes dry. You turn your head toward the high slit in the wall. No dawn yet. No light. Only black stone and the faint smell of rain drifting in from somewhere beyond the villa walls. Freedom is out there. Somewhere beyond the dark. Somewhere your body has imagined so many times that it hurts more than the lashes. Then a whisper reaches you. Tonight. Just one word, and suddenly your heart is pounding so hard you are certain everyone can hear it. Because if tonight is the night, then by sunrise you are either gone or dead. You sit up slowly, careful not to disturb the others too soon, and the room returns to the shape you know too well. Low ceiling, damp walls, straw mats laid close like bodies prepared for burial. The smell of stale bread, unwashed skin, and oil smoke clings to the air. It is the smell of a life that was never meant to, belong to you, a life forced over you like chains. For a moment nothing happens. That is the cruelest part. Your breathing settles just enough for doubt to creep in. Maybe it was only a dream. Maybe the whisper was meant for someone else. Maybe hope has finally become so desperate inside you that it has begun to speak with another man's voice. You rub your hands together and feel the cracked skin in your palms. You flex your fingers. They still remember rope, stone, grain, mud. They do not remember freedom. Beside you, one of the older slaves opens his eyes. He does not speak. He only looks at you. A long look, heavy, knowing. Then his gaze drops to the door. That is all the answer you need. Outside, a dog barks once and is suddenly silent. Somewhere above, wood creaks under shifting weight. A lamp moves behind a crack in the corridor and throws a stripe of weak gold across the floor. Dust drifts through it like ghosts. You hear the distant clink of metal. Then, low voices. Guards, maybe, or men like you, finally deciding that terror has become lighter than obedience. You swallow hard. You think of the fields beyond the estate, the road beyond the fields, the hills beyond the road. You do not even know what waits there. Hunger, wolves, soldiers, maybe worse. But still your chest tightens at the thought like a man looking at water after years in the desert. The room remains still, too still. And in that stillness, you realize something that chills you more than fear. You are no longer afraid of dying, you are afraid of staying. The first man moves when the corridor goes dark again. He rises without a word, knees cracking softly, and slips toward the far wall, where loose stone has hidden more than rats over the years. Two others follow, then another. The room seems to wake without sound, like a beast lifting its head. No one dares speak above a breath. Eyes meet, hands tremble. Straw rustles under bare feet. Every tiny noise feels enormous. You stand, your legs almost fail you, not from weakness, from the weight of the moment. Because for years your body has learned one lesson better than any other. endure, survive, lower your eyes, obey. And now, suddenly it must learn another, run. One of the men pries up the stone. Beneath it, wrapped in rag, lies a shard of broken metal, a stolen pin, a length of cord. Nothing that would impress a soldier. Everything that matters to a slave. Tools made from scraps. Hope built from garbage. You take the cord when it is passed to you. It is rough and damp in your hands. It feels absurdly small for something that could change the rest of your life. Then from outside comes a sound that freezes every breath in the room. Laughter. A guard, close. It rolls past the door and fades, but not before reminding you what waits if this fails. Not freedom, punishment, public punishment. The kind meant to teach the body through pain and the soul through humiliation. You force the image away. You do not let your mind stay. In there, a soft scrape at the back wall. A hidden panel opens just enough to let in a slice of cold air, rain smell, wet earth, night. Your chest pulls tight. That opening is no wider than a grave cut into stone, yet you have never seen anything more beautiful. Someone gestures, hurry, but then footsteps return to the corridor, faster now, more than one pair, voices overlapping. A door slams somewhere in the house above. A woman cries out, not in pain, in alarm. The villa is waking, and the night that was supposed to hide you is beginning to betray you. You do not think anymore. You move. The first body squeezes through the narrow opening, shoulders scraping stone. Then another, then another. When your turn comes, you drop to your knees and crawl into the black slit in the wall, feeling dirt press into your palms. Broken rock tear at your skin. Damp roots brush your face. The air outside is colder than you imagined. Sharper, alive. It smells of rain, mud, leaves, and distant smoke. For one breathless second, half your body is still inside and half is out, half slave, half something else. Then a shout explodes behind you. Stop! The word slams into the dark like a thrown spear. Hands shove from behind. You fall forward into wet grass and suck in a mouthful of cold night air, so deep it burns your lungs. Around you, shadows rise and run. Bare feet pound the ground. Branches snap. Someone slips in mud. Someone is sobbing while trying not to make a sound. You scramble up and run. With them, heart hammering, vision jerking, every nerve lit with terror. Behind you, doors crash open. Dogs begin barking, loud now, furious, nearer. Torches bloom along the villa like fire opening its eyes. You run harder. The earth is uneven beneath your feet. Stones stab your soles. Wet grass whips your legs. Your breath tears through your throat. Ahead, the fields stretch dark and endless under a moon half hidden by clouds. To your left, olive trees twist like blackened hands. To your right, a low wall marks the road you have worked beside for years without ever being allowed to choose it. Now that road waits for you. But the shouting grows louder. You hear your name. Not the name your mother gave you, but the one your master uses, the one thrown at you like ownership. That name chases you through the dark. That name tries to pull you back. You do not turn. Because if you turn now even once, you know the chains will already be closing around you again. The rain begins as a whisper on leaves, then it falls harder. Within moments your skin is slick, your hair soaked, your breath mixing with water and mud as you race through the field. The ground turns treacherous. Furrows fill beneath your feet. You nearly go down, catch yourself, keep moving. Lightning flickers somewhere beyond the hills, turning the world silver for a heartbeat. In that flash, you see them behind you. Torches, 3, no, 5, and dogs. Panic surges through you so violently it feels like another heartbeat inside your throat. Men scatter in different directions now. The group breaks apart. No one planned for this part. No one ever could. Escape always sounds like a path when whispered in darkness. In reality, it becomes mud, confusion, broken breath, and the animal knowledge that someone will not make it. A cry splits the night behind you. You do not look. You cannot. Your lungs are on fire. Your chest is a cage beating from the inside. Rainwater runs into your eyes. The world blurs. Every sound is too loud. Barking, shouting, thunder, your own feet striking soaked earth. You hurl yourself over the low stone wall by the roadside and hit the ground hard. On the other side, shoulder first, pain flashing white through your arm. For a second, you lie there, stunned. The road is inches from your face. Mud, gravel, hoof prints hardened from yesterday's traffic. Roman road, Roman stone, built to carry armies, taxes, orders, chains. Tonight it lies empty beneath the storm, stretching into darkness like a promise too dangerous to trust. Then torchlight spills over the wall. They are close. You force yourself up, half running, half stumbling down the road. As thunder rolls above you, each step feels stolen, each breath feels borrowed. And deep inside, beneath terror, beneath exhaustion, beneath the instinct to survive, something impossible begins to rise. Not hope, something sharper, the first taste of being your own. The road does not save you, it exposes you. Out in the open with rain shining on your skin and lightning carving your shape into the night, you feel visible from every corner of the empire. The fields had at least offered shadows. Here every step sounds louder, every gasp seems to echo. The stones under your feet slap back your desperation. Then the dog finds your scent. You hear the change instantly. The bark becomes focused, certain. It is no longer searching, it is coming. You veer off the road and plunge down an embankment toward a line of cypress trees, sliding through mud, grabbing roots, almost falling headfirst into a narrow drainage ditch swollen with rainwater. The cold bites like teeth. Water surges around. Your calves. Rotting leaves stick to your legs. You crouch low beneath the hanging branches and clamp a hand over your mouth. Above you, torchlight moves. Voices. One says you cannot be far. Another curses the rain. Another laughs. Breathless, cruel, confident. A man who has never had to run for his own life cannot imagine how far fear can carry another man. The dog snarls somewhere close enough that your whole body locks. You stay still. Rain drums on leaves. Water trickles past your ankles. Mud sucks at your feet. Your heartbeat is so violent you think it might shake the branches. You smell wet bark, churned soil, animal breath. You close your eyes for 1 second and see not darkness but memory. The yard at dawn, the overseer's stick, bread counted in crumbs, the look on faces that have forgotten tomorrow exists. Then a branch cracks behind you. Not above, behind. You turn. A boy is there, another slave, younger than you thought. Barely more than a child, covered in mud, shaking, eyes wide with terror. He has followed you without you hearing. He looks at you as if you can save him. Then the dog barks again, right at the edge of the ditch, and you understand with sickening clarity, one of you may still get away, but not both. The boy slips. It happens in an instant. His foot sinks in the mud, his shoulder hits the bank, and a gasp escapes him before he can stop it. Not loud, but loud enough. The dog lunges toward the sound, barking wildly now, claws scraping the edge. Above, torchlight swings, men shout. The branches glow orange through the rain. The boy grabs your arm, his hand is freezing. His eyes meet yours, and in that single look you see everything Rome has stolen before either of you could speak against it. Childhood, name, home, tomorrow. He does not beg. That would almost be easier to bear. He only looks at you with that terrible, silent hope, as if the fact that you are beside him means he is not alone yet. You could run now. You know the darkness. Beyond the trees might still hide you. You know the guards are focused on the ditch. You know survival sometimes means cruelty. Rome taught you that lesson every day. But some part of you, the last part they did not break, refuses. You pull him up, You shove him toward the deeper brush just as one guard drops down into the ditch with a curse and a splash. There is no more hiding, no more silence. You grab the broken length of branch at your feet and swing wildly, not like a hero, not like a soldier, but like a cornered man who has finally run out of fear and has only fury left. The branch cracks against armor. The guard stumbles. Another torch falls into the water and dies with a hiss. "Run!" you shout. This time the boy does. You hear him crashing through leaves, vanishing into the storm. And then hands are on you, rough, heavy, dragging. Your knees hit the mud. Your face nearly follows. Rain and dirt fill your mouth. Someone curses in your ear. Someone twists your arm back until the pain becomes blinding. And as they force you down, you lift your head just enough to see the trees swallowing the boy whole. Gone, free maybe, because of you. And somehow, even with your face in the mud, you have never stood taller. They drag you back before dawn. The storm weakens by the time the villa walls rise again out of the gray, and the first light of morning turns the world cold and colorless. Your feet barely work now. Mud cakes your legs. Your shoulder burns. Your wrists are tied so tight your hands have gone numb. Every step grinds pain deeper into your body. But none of that is what stays with you. It is the empty place beside you, the place where the boy should have been, the place where fear should have won. The courtyard smells of wet stone, horse dung, soaked wood, and lamp smoke. Slaves are already being lined up to watch. Of course they are. Rome always makes a lesson out of defiance. You see their faces under the pale sky, hollow, tired, alert, pretending not to feel what they feel. Some stare at the ground. Some dare to look at you. One of the older men holds your gaze for half a second, and in his eyes, you see it. Not pity, respect. The overseer circles you like a man inspecting damaged property. He says something, you barely hear it. Threats, ownership, order, punishment. The usual language of weak men protected by power. Somewhere nearby, a whip snaps once in the air just to make sure everyone remembers the rules. But you are no longer listening, because while your body stands in that courtyard, some deeper part of you is still in the rain, still beneath the trees, still watching one life disappear into darkness untouched by chains. And that changes everything. They can bruise your flesh, they can cage your limbs, they can force your body back into labor by the next sunrise if they wish. But they cannot undo what happened in that ditch. For one night, for one choice, you were not owned. For one moment, you decided who would suffer and who would live. And now the cruelest truth of all settles into your chest, like fire. Even if they keep your body, they can never again fully keep you. The day moves on as if nothing happened. That is the horror of it. Buckets are lifted, orders are shouted, wheels turn, bread is counted, the sky brightens, water drips from the roof. Somewhere a woman laughs in the upper house, untouched by the night, untouched by the chase, untouched by the simple fact that a man nearly tore himself out of the empire before dawn. Rome survives your suffering with ease. That is what makes it feel eternal. But you know something Rome does not. Empires do not first crack in walls. They crack inside people. They crack the moment one slave looks at a locked door and no longer sees fate. They crack the moment fear stops being enough. They crack the moment a boy disappears into the trees because another man chose pain over surrender. The masters may never understand that. To them, you are labor, property, breath with a price. But beneath the collar, beneath the bruises, beneath the obedience they demand from your body, something has awakened that no chain was built to hold. As the sun climbs, you lift your face just slightly and feel its warmth on skin still cold from rain. You close your eyes, and for a moment, you are back in the ditch, back in the storm, back in that breath between capture and freedom, where your soul made its choice. That moment will haunt you, But not because you failed, because now you know escape is real, not easy, not clean, not merciful, real. And once a man has truly seen the road beyond the walls never look the same. Again. So night comes again, and with it the sounds you know too well. Chains shifting, breath in the dark, a guard somewhere beyond the door, rats inside the wall, wind slipping through stone like a whisper from another world. You lie on the straw and stare into the black, body aching, wrists raw, throat tight with everything you cannot say aloud. But tonight, the darkness is different. Last night, it was fear. Tonight, it is memory. You remember wet grass under your feet, rain hitting your face, mud rising between your toes, the sound of men shouting your slave name into the storm while you kept running anyway. You remember the road, the trees, the boy vanishing into freedom. You remember the single impossible truth that now lives inside your chest like an ember that will not die. You almost made it, and almost is dangerous, because almost becomes again, again becomes soon, soon becomes one more chance. You turn your head toward the small crack in the wall where the night leaks. Somewhere beyond it, the world still exists without permission. Somewhere beyond it, the air still moves over open fields and nameless roads. Somewhere beyond it, someone is breathing as a free human being because you refuse to let Rome take everything. Your eyes stay open long after the room goes still, because now you are no longer dreaming of escape. You are remembering it. Comment below, I would survive, or would you?